Okay, we're back.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel, our Paley and White channel. We are so glad you joined us.
Oh yes, so glad.
Hopefully you enjoyed a little video there on making
Chai.
We
So
really
good.
do make this every day. My husband here loves his Indian chai, so I do this every morning. If you need the recipe or measurements, please let me know and I will write them below.
I'm wearing my hat today because I'm just rolling out the bed. And it's still quarantine time, kinda. Actually, no, it just stopped June 12th here
Right.
in LA. They allow us, you can go into the stores now, you just gotta wear your mask.
Alrighty, so today we are gonna talk about dating. Do we need to talk about dating in the 21st century? I think so. If you're Indian, kind of hard for you to understand probably why we need to have a conversation on dating. If you're Indian and if you are Malayali or if you're just from a conservative Indian family, you do need to talk about it.
Sorry, babe. It's in the way.
Do we need to have a conversation about dating? Yes.
Yeah, but what about dating?
So, I mean,
But you guys don't, first of all, you guys really don't date. Let's just keep it real. You don't date.
Right.
I don't know why.
Or we're not allowed to.
Because that's how you're supposed to get to used to knowing someone, right?
Right. I mean, with me, my personal experience with dating, I mean, all through high school, middle school, etc. I was born and raised in a very conservative home, and my parents were a big no to dating. Boys were a taboo, dating was taboo.
But why
so
though? I don't understand. Why?
Those are just words that we didn't even talk about boys other than my brother. I know in this day and age parents are a little more open, so things are probably a little different. Yeah, my parents didn't, want us to date, but it's kind of a funny story because they don't want you to date when you're in college, I guess, or high school. But right out of college, when you're of the marriage age, they want you to find a man for yourself. Like, Mom, how am I supposed to find a man without dating?
The women just want to focus on what they need to do and not jump into a relationship so quickly.
I mean, I think it's distraction, right? Like having a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever. It's distraction, and Indians are all about education and wanting to focus on school. That's all we did. And I did a lot of church and school. That's all I can remember growing up doing. No, we made sure we made A's. Our parents made sure we had A's, not B's, not C's, A's, or A+ rather. So dating was really, a big taboo word. And I know that all you people out there, youngins, want to have conversations with your parents, are not able to.
Youngins, the last video, East Coasters, what is it?
Right. East Coastian.
My wife.
Yeah, so I mean, do I have the answer to should you date? Should you have conversations with your parents about it? My personal experience, I never did. I mean, did I date people in college? Of course I did. Did I talk to my parents about it? No. Would it have been better if I talked to my parents about it? Maybe. Maybe I wouldn't have made all those mistakes. Maybe I wouldn't have dated all those guys. I mean, who knows? I wish I could have talked to my parents about those, those topics. But it wasn't, it wasn't a very natural conversation with my parents. And it's okay because my parents were born and brought up in a different era. They were raised differently and they just didn't know how to have those conversations with us. But what I would advise is have a mentor or at least have a friend maybe who's older than you that you can talk to about these things. I mean, not all of us are going to marry our childhood sweethearts or high school sweethearts. So we're all going to probably date and meet the wrong people before we meet the right one.
Excuse me, babe. Let me interject. Oh, I'm sorry. Now, in a relationship, I keep looking up. I gotta look at the camera.
Just look at the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I've been looking up too. Actually, you should look at the camera.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. Wait.
You want me
Okay,
to
so
stop
now
it?
where am I looking?
You're looking up at the at the lens.
No, I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at this right now.
Now look up at the screen.
No, I'm looking at the screen.
Yours look like you're looking at the screen. Oh, we are looking at the camera. You gotta look at the camera.
Camera or screen?
Camera.
Okay.
Let's talk about real dating, what I think people should do in all cultures. If you're dating outside of your culture, it's easier if you date within your culture. And I see why parents are the way they are because other people probably don't understand that whole dynamic. So it's easier if they just stay within the culture. But regardless of what culture you're from, this is just my personal opinion. I believe that you should get to know the person. Why would you have an arranged marriage, period? Because what if the woman is not interested in being with the guy. They're just only doing it for the parents' sake, right?
Well, not always. So, I mean, arranged now has a very different meaning, too. Arranged doesn't always mean fully arranged. I think sometimes parents introduce you and you get to talk to them.
What is the modern day arrangement?
Yes, modern day arranged marriages are a little different, and that's okay because sometimes you don't meet someone on your own, and your parents kind of have a hand in introducing you to somebody, and you talk to them, and you see if you don't like it.
Yeah, but you can do that when you're ready, right? You don't have to always necessarily be on their terms, right?
Right, yeah. So you're talking about timing, which is true, because timing is also very important. Talking about arranged marriages, sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. I had my own little run-in, I guess, with arranged marriage in the past. And it didn't work out for me. It just wasn't the right fit for me, and it's not always the right fit for people. Go with what your heart tells you and your mind tells you, and you know what's the right fit for you when you meet somebody.
Absolutely. And now we're together.
I think it's okay for parents to introduce you to somebody. I don't think it's okay for parents to force you to marry somebody that they like but you don't. And I think that is the big difference. And that's tough because you want to please your parents. As Indians, I think as Indian kids, we just, we love our parents so much, and we just don't ever want to bring shame on them. And I think that is a big word in our culture, loyalty and shame. You want to help make them feel proud when they're in their community, and everything somehow comes down to a community within the Indian community. I mean, it's just like, I think ultimately it comes down to, do you love the person, right? And can you trust the person enough to have a future with this person? And if you have answered yes to both those questions, I think it's okay to be brave enough to go talk to your parents about it, because within the Indian culture, they prefer arranged, I think, versus love. I think within the Malayali culture, that's how it is.
Yeah, but look at you.
Yeah, look at me.
Look at you.
My parents were more open after we came to America. So both my sister and I, we found our people and got married. But I know that it's tough to talk to your parents, like especially if you're in high school and college. I think college may be okay, but high school nowadays kids want to date earlier, and parents are really not for dating earlier. And I would say, hey, like, don't be sneaky. Don't be sneaky. Don't go lying to your parents. Try to be honest if you can, and try to have a conversation. It might go well, it might not go well, to be honest. But if not, find a mentor that you can talk to. Find an uncle or an auntie, or find an older friend. I don't know, someone who you can confide in. I think it's important too, because you will go through a heartbreak and you need someone to talk to, someone who's navigated these roads before, someone who, if you cry about a relationship, they can give you good advice.
Look how we turned out, right? It was one of those things, we never would have thought that we'd get married. I never would have thought I'd marry you, but this is something new for me too, so.
Right.
It was, I didn't look at it like a culture thing. I just looked at it as you as an individual, a person.
Right.
And I think that's what Indian parents should look at too. Let their children choose. They might not make the right decisions when they choose, but that's okay. That's a part of life. That's a part of, being in relationships. Like you find somebody that you're in sync with, or you have the same love language, or they understand your love language. I'm quite sure there's a ton of women out there who probably want to marry outside of their race, which is fine. But just because of the whole thing what Dawn was saying, of the disappointment, they want to, show their parents that, they want to do right by them. The parents sometimes should just allow the kids to make decisions and just let them figure it out.
And sometimes when it comes to arranged marriages, parents don't really have the answer either. And not all arranged marriages, not 100% of them are foolproof, or fail-proof rather. Like, I believe in a God, and I would say, trust God, trust that He has a big plan for your life, and trust that He brings the right person into your life, and someone you can build with, and use your wisdom. If you can see someone you trust and someone you can build with, go 100, I would say.
Please go for it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I think we're living proof right now, because I never would have thought, like I said earlier, that I'll be with her. And I didn't look at the whole culture thing. I just looked more of how she just intrigued me.
As you can hear, our baby's crying.
Our baby's crying. We
will
gotta
be
go.
Right back.
Oh, here comes the baby.
Here comes the baby.
Come here, baby.
I have a question for you guys. Did you guys tell your parents? Did you guys date? How did that go for you?
Come here.
Anyways, please like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you guys back here for our next video.
Say bye. Say bye. Hey, the camera. Say goodbye.
Good night. Goodbye.